Amiibo!
Hello everyone and welcome to episode 98 of Nintendo Unleashed. My name is Armando and this week I have Conor with me.
Hi there.
And Noah.
Yeehaw!
OMG, all three of us.
Yeah, the crew
The team.
is back.
Yeah.
The OG crew is back. How are you guys doing?
Dankalicious.
Good. I was telling you guys this earlier, but school's finally over for me with my less than generous break length, but it's better than nothing. Can't complain. So.
Yeah. So what do you have planned? Are you going to listen to old episodes of Nintendo?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna listen to every. I'm gonna listen to every episode in preparation for episode 100.
Well, maybe we should do that, or
Maybe at least
maybe
episode
listen to a
1.
couple of them.
Well, I'll listen to episode
Yeah.
1. Yeah.
we should have some kind of trivia for episode 100
Mhm.
for giveaways,
Yeah.
just to make sure that
What was
Our
on the
loyal
Nintendo
listeners.
download in episode 1?
nothing, because there was no Nintendo download. Or
Was there not? I think there was.
I don't know. I don't remember.
I remember.
So,
I remember
see,
that's
that's-
around when like Metroid Prime Trilogy was on the Wii U eShop. That might have been like episode 2. I don't know.
Who's
No,
missed
yeah, 'cause-
the most amount of episodes?
Okay, that's a good trivia
Yeah.
question.
Because if it was least, then obviously me, but most.
Most, yeah. So
That'd
yeah,
be
so you have
I don't know.
until yeah. So that's a really tough question. So you have until January 7th to find that out. So dear listener, that's gonna be a trivia question for episode
Mhm.
100. So,
Good studying.
Yeah,
It'd
exactly.
be funny if it's me.
No, it's not you.
By the way, that doesn't count
Um,
guests out of me, Arms, and Noah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's just us three. Okay.
Who's
Cool.
guessed
Okay.
it the most?
Maybe that's or when did we mention Kutar for the very first time?
That
Don't-
episode's really
don't.
obvious.
But still,
We'll
don't-
figure it out. The
don't-
viewers will.
Yeah.
will just
Unless there
by
was
the
a game
thumbnail.
released a while ago about Kutar that we didn't know about. Or like
As
we
a, as a
didn't
Kutar
really care.
as a Kutar historian, I can confirm that such is not the case.
When was the last
well-
time the GG series was in the
Oh, yeah.
Nintendo game?
Too long ago, definitely.
Too long. Yeah. See, we're gonna come up with these kinds of trivia questions. So
Mhm.
get studying. You have 2 weeks. You have 2 weeks to prepare for this. So this is Nintendo Unleashed is Blazekick's weekly Nintendo podcast, where we just talk about Nintendo. And this time we're going to talk about Christmas because Christmas is coming up, but we're going to do that later on.
Ho, ho,
But
ho.
first, let's start off with what we've been playing this past week. So Noah, let's start with you.
Yeah. So this week has been arguably one of the busiest in my high school career so far. I got not much sleep, but in my free time, I did play Mario Run. I did make a substantial amount of progress, but I've been getting better at Toad Rally. Furthermore, on Friday, I went to this arcade, and I don't know if you guys saw any of my tweets about it,
Yeah.
but it was really cool. They had Mario Kart, Mario and Sonic, Luigi's Mansion, Theater Rhythm, and that was really, really fun. I enjoyed most of them. So Mario Kart was interesting. It felt very strange playing it with arcade racing setup with the wheel and pedal. It felt very unnatural. But I chose Waluigi. I don't think I posted the picture on Twitter, but it's one of those arcade games where it like takes a picture of your face, and for the character, it like puts that character's hat on you. So I like a Waluigi hat and mustache on me, so that was beautiful. I didn't actually get to play Mario and Sonic, but I'll go back and try that eventually. Luigi's Mansion was cool, but kind of frustrating. So it was really cool that the controller's like an actual like poltergust. But it was kind of frustrating. I died within like the first 2 minutes, but it was based on Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. I played that entire game, so it kind of felt almost a little bit unforgiving. But I guess that's arcade games for you. And Theater Rhythm was amazing. I haven't played that game in over 2-3 years, but by the second song, I was getting that S rank. And the control setup was really interesting because there were like two nubs, but also 2 buttons. It was so a lot of complicated hand motions going on there, but it was really fun. And apparently that's like this arcade, like that Theater Rhythm arcade machine is like very uncommon in the US. So I was very grateful. It was entirely in Japanese, so it was really fun to play with.
Weeb.
Yeah. So it felt fun to do well in a game I couldn't read any of the stuff in. I will say that. So that was it for me this week.
All right. How about you, Connor?
I actually played surprisingly little this week. I played Pokemon Sun still. I'm trying to get a shiny Mimikyu because Mimikyu. And
Best. Question.
Yep.
While you're trying to hunt for that shiny Mimikyu, are you listening to the Mimikyu rap?
I should.
Yeah, you should start doing that. I can link you to a 10-hour loop.
Oh. Or I could just right-click the video and loop.
Maybe, but that's another option. Just wanted to bring it up.
Today was the first time I've ever played Pokemon Go while on the go because my mom was shopping and I was bored. And we were at the mall where Target used to be before they all closed in Canada, and the big red balls are a Pokestop here, even though they never existed at the same time as Pokemon Go. So, good job. And played Love Live, and I think that's it.
Okay. Not bad. For me, I've been playing. I started playing Super Mario Run for like 3 days.
Nice. So I imagine you bought it then, the full.
Yeah, I bought it. Of course.
Of course.
Maybe I should have went on Twitter and complained about it.
Or on the iTunes and gave it that 1-star rating.
Yeah, maybe. No, yeah, I bought it. I haven't really messed around with it a lot, but it's pretty fun. Fun. I could see myself playing it more.
Have you got past the first? I mean, you probably got past the first world. I don't know how fast you're. Well, like, what's your rate of play? How far are you?
I'm in the third world, but
okay.
the last time I played it, I was messing around with Toad Rally. So, right. I want to start doing that again. Probably I have time over the weekend, so I'll probably do that whenever I have
Cool. Yeah, no, I'll be playing that tonight. I've been loving it.
Yeah, and yesterday I started playing Pokemon Go again because it's on Apple Watch now. But today it was actually the day where I could test it out because I went out.
Right.
And I went running in the morning. So it turns out, at least, or maybe I don't know how it works or how to get it to work, but it just notifies you when there's a Pokemon near you.
Yeah. I don't believe that there is a method to catch them.
Yeah, but and at least tells you when you're near a Pokestop, and you can just
and you can collect Pokestops, right?
Yeah, you can collect the Pokestop.
That's weird because Pokemon Go Plus, a device without a screen,
catches the Pokemon.
Allows you to catch Pokemon. This device with an HD screen doesn't.
It doesn't. No, it just notifies you, and it's annoying. Really it's so annoying because I have my phone or my Apple Watch on silent, so it's just vibrates whenever I get a notification. So if I have Pokemon Go running, I get a notification every 10 seconds.
Oh my god!
Oh, there's an Eevee near you. Oh, there's a Growlithe near you. It won't go away until you actually or completely exit the app.
Wow, that's dumb.
Yeah, and it's so annoying. And it's even more annoying because, at least for me, what I use my Apple Watch for is for keeping track of my runs. I can't run and play Pokemon Go at the same time. I have to either just choose the app that I use to keep track of my runs or Pokemon Go. So yeah, it's kind of annoying. And just messing around with it today, I don't think this will get me back into Pokemon Go at all. So
yeah, it definitely seems kind of underwhelming in some ways. That's the thing I find the most odd that I mentioned earlier. Like, this device without a screen allows you to catch Pokemon, even if it's only ones you've already caught, but you can't catch them at all here. I mean, I guess it's cool that it counts. Like, I think for me, the one benefit to this is that it counts towards your like exercise or whatever.
Yeah. It does. So that's why I was getting into the you can only do one, either or.
Right.
You can either what I do, I either have the Nike Run Plus app whenever I run, or now I have the option of having the Pokemon Go app on here. But why would I have the Pokemon Go thing on here when I'm just gonna get notifications every 10 seconds that a Pokemon is near me? So yeah, it's just I thought this was gonna be the thing that was gonna bring me back to Pokemon Go. I really doubt that it will. Maybe in the future if they update it with like other
More
stuff.
functionality.
Yeah.
With
At least
actual
just
Gen 2 Pokemon.
Yeah, or at least just let me catch Pokemon like you would with the app with Pokemon Go Plus.
Right. Even if it's not a swipe, just like a button, you know?
Yeah.
It's not hard.
But other than that,
Anyway.
I haven't played anything.
I mean, I think we can. I don't know about you guys, but I can say that I'm going to be playing a lot of stuff in the coming week. So, you know, we're going to have a pretty long segment next week. But anyway, I'll go into the Nintendo download. We have some good-looking stuff, some stuff I'm not so sure about. On the Wii U shop, Shantae Half Genie Hero, a title I really want to pick up. This is the first, I guess you could say, like true developed from the ground up HD title for the series. It's also the first one not on 3DS. All the others can be downloaded on 3DS. I think the DSiWare one can be. And it looks really good. This game was kickstarted, I think, maybe 2.5 years ago. And it looks great. Reviews are great. It's on the Vita. It's on Wii U. It's just about everywhere.
Vita.
And I do wonder if they'll make a Switch version, but I really want to get it. I own all of them, but I've only beaten Pirate's Curse, but I probably want to get this one because I really enjoyed Pirate's Curse. Also on Wii U eShop is Radiant, and actually, by the way, Shantae is also available physical. Radiant Flux Hyperfractal, which appears to have a mini game. It's like a mini game type base game with a theme of hacking. On Wii U Virtual Console, Mario Party 2. I definitely want to check this one out. I've got family coming over. And I've never experienced the retro entries in Mario Party, but I've heard so many good things. So probably worth $10. I'm going to be spending a lot of eShop money this week. On 3DS eShop, quite a few smaller games. Hit Ninja, Gourmet Dream, Mini Golf Resort, and Geki Yaba Runner Deluxe. And there's a 3DS demo for Ice Station Z, which was, if you recall, that sort of survival open world looking game, which launched a little while back. And, of course, Mario's Winter Wonderland theme. Even though there is already a Mario theme, I'm just going to reuse that one. I'm not going to buy another. Furthermore, there is a big eShop sale going on in terms of discounts for holiday games. Games like Pirate Pop Plus, SteamWorld Heist and Dig, Chasing Aurora. There are a lot of sales. So check out the eShop or Nintendo.com if you're interested in those. There are far too many to list. And that's that for this week. Pick of the week. I would have to say Shantae. From what I've seen of the game in gameplay and reviews and just the general reputation of the series, it looks fantastic. The music, I was concerned about the music because I'm not sure if Vert is working on it. He might be, but it sounds really good. And the game looks visually beautiful. It uses a similar engine to DuckTales remastered, but sort of like an improved version.
DuckTales.
And that's coming back too as a series. So yeah, I would have to go with Shantae. I'm hearing that this is a great entry for newcomers. So if you've never played, but you think you would enjoy a Super Nintendo era style action platformer with Metroidvania elements, definitely check it out. It looks great. Very great character designs all around too. Great, probably WayForward's best series. Up there with their mighty stuff. Anyway, moving on. This week we're mostly just talking about apps. There have been developments on both the Mario Run and Pokemon Go fronts, as well as some general plans. And this first report states that Nintendo is planning 2 to 3 mobile games, sounds like a year, starting in 2017. And this comes from Kimishima in what looks like a Yahoo interview. And again, these are just sort of like tentative plans, but hopefully they can follow through. They're
they're already supposedly releasing Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing in March.
Before March, yeah.
There's 2 right there.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess that show, because wasn't the original plan just 5 games with DNA?
Yeah, it sounded like it.
So I guess that shows it's been successful, even with just Miitomo and Mario Run.
Right. And I would have to imagine that the success of Pokemon Go, even though that didn't come out of DNA, sort of influenced that decision as well.
Mm-hmm.
Surely they thought we can profit off of this. So I think this is certainly exciting. I do hope that we see Animal Crossing and Fire Emblem still on track for before March, because the games were originally planned to release in fall, so I'd hope that, if they're delayed, it wouldn't be that far. I imagine we'll probably see Fire Emblem first, since that game, some of the art was like data mined from Miitomo in the wallpapers. And the fact that was there, but Animal Crossing wasn't, suggests that might come first. So hopefully, I'm just a wild prediction, but I'm hoping maybe late January for Fire Emblem. I don't know if that seems too soon after Mario Run, because I don't know how studio overlap is, how much studio overlap there is for their mobile development,
Yeah, no idea.
Anyway, what do you think, Arms? Are you excited for those apps? Which one are you more excited for?
Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem.
Yeah, I love Fire Emblem. Although I also love Animal Crossing. So that's kind of
Animal Crossing's had a weird couple of years, or weird few years, I should say. With the Great New Leaf, followed by some awkward spin-offs, followed by a Great New Leaf update. Hopefully, there's potential for great things, and I'm hoping that it does go with a traditional style of gameplay. Looking at Mario Run, I originally was unsure that we were going to see a Mario game with traditional gameplay on iOS. But based on that, it's pretty close to traditional. So hopefully we do see that life simulation style, obviously with a more simplified formula, I imagine. Similar with Fire Emblem, I think it's probably pretty much a guarantee that Fire Emblem will have strategy elements. So we'll see. Unless it's just a complete dating simulator.
Hey, I would take that.
Fire Emblem dating simulator.
Yeah.
Well, that's just Fire Emblem at this point.
Yeah, Fire Emblem Fates. Anyway, so beyond those general plans, we're going to dive a bit into specifics here. First, Mario Run, talking about how the game has sort of progressed. It's been out for, I guess, a week. It launched last Thursday, right? And so a few things to mention. On the US App Store, the game is still #1 free. It is number 5 in top grossing, down from number 1, which is kind of to be expected, seeing as it's not microtransaction based. Glad to see it's hanging on, and I'm predicting that it will soar back to #1 at Christmas due to the influx of people redeeming iTunes cards they receive at Christmas. Hopefully, we'll see. That seems like a fair bet.
Mm-hmm.
Furthermore, the game has accumulated 50 million downloads, which is pretty incredible. I don't remember the exact numbers, but I know Pokemon Go definitely had a slower download growth rate, whereas Mario Run just absolutely exploded in downloads, and the fact that it's hit 50 million in a week, has any app ever done that?
No idea.
It seems unlikely. That's a lot of people.
Mario Run also had the advantage over Pokemon Go of launching worldwide at the same time. Whereas Pokemon Go is still rolling out.
Staggered, yeah. What's interesting actually is that Mario Run's disadvantage is it's currently only iOS. The fact that it achieved that on iOS only makes it even more amazing. Once it comes to Android, it's going to be unbelievable. I do hope that comes in the first half of 2017, maybe even the first quarter. We still have no idea how long the exclusivity deal between Apple and Nintendo will last, but hopefully it ends soonish, just so more people can experience it. And have more people to play multiplayer with, really. Furthermore, not as part of the update, but in an update, it was weird because Nintendo said, we're not adding any modes or features, but then they added a pretty substantial mode. Maybe it was meant to be there at launch, I don't know. But Friendly Run is essentially a non-competitive mode where you play Toad Rally against your friends. No rally tickets are needed, but there are no rewards distributed. Furthermore, you can only play 5 times per day and only 1 time against each friend. I think that's very interesting and sort of is like a relic of the game's free-to-play structure, which it probably once had in development. Because why else would you limit people to 5 plays per day? If kind of strange, but it's not a big deal. I mean, it's fair. It just it's just like why limit people who have paid? It doesn't really make sense. So again, probably it's like a relic of that previous model. But I've tried it. It's fun. It's nice to be able to play against your friends. It was kind of weird that wasn't there at launch, but glad that it's finally in. And it sort of pins itself as like a practice mode, and I think that's certainly a good way to look at it, because every time you play Toad Rally, it can feel like high stakes since you can lose toads, whereas this is just a good way to get your daily warm-up, perhaps. And it's just fun. It's fun to go against your friends and brag and stuff. Post on Twitter, I beat you. So that's really from Mario Run. Game is progressing well. After Christmas, I'll report back on those iTunes charts. Again, predicting a jump to 1, but we'll have to wait and see. And some stuff happened with Pokemon Go as well. Pretty substantial, right?
Yeah.
So there's a holiday update, and what's part of that? I know there's like increasing likelihood for
So if you play between December 25th and January 3rd, there will be a higher chance of Johto Pokemon appearing from the eggs, presumably no new ones, that you get from Pokestops. And
Right.
Festive Pikachu will run until January 3rd instead of the 29th. Instead of December 29th. That's its original end date, but now it's Jan 3rd. You're also guaranteed 1 incubator from a Pokestop each day. So probably just the first time you go to a Pokestop, you're going to get an incubator.
Yeah.
And from December 30th to January 8th, the Kanto starters have a higher chance of appearing, including their evolutions, and lure modules last 60 minutes instead of 30.
Nice. So certainly nothing major, but I guess perhaps it'll spark engagement. Obviously, it's an interesting time. Again, it's very cold. We'll see how much this sparks revenue and players for them. I may try my shot at getting another one of the starters. I started with Squirtle, and I have like 3 of them, and I found like a Charmander. But I could do with some more starters, and especially more Squirtles to help level up, or rather evolve my Squirtle. So, I'll perhaps give it a shot, but I imagine it'll give a, revenue a boost, but nothing huge. Mm-hmm. Furthermore, as we already mentioned, ARMS, your favorite app, is now available on Apple Watch.
Yes.
So, it certainly sounds like it isn't, if you're a big Pokemon Go fan, number 1, I applaud you. Number 2, doesn't necessarily sound like this is buying an Apple Watch 4. I really don't think.
Oh, no. I don't think so.
Yeah, but if you have an Apple Watch and you enjoy playing the game, maybe something worth checking out.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Mm-hmm. And that's about it for Pokemon Go. Some more Pokemon stuff. Pokemon Generations. I'll let you talk about that. That's the online YouTube series, right?
Mm-hmm. So as part of the 20th anniversary celebration, Pokemon uploaded the short anime series every Friday, usually 1 episode, but some weeks had 2, called Pokemon Generations. We mentioned it when it first was announced, but we haven't really talked about it since. The final episode aired today. Basically, if you're curious, there were 3 episodes for each generation, not including Sun and Moon. All the Hoenn based were from Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, like clearly themed from events of Alpha Ruby and Omega Sapphire, so rest in peace original games. But yeah, the thing's over now. It just recently started in Japan, which is kind of weird considering it's only actually the 20th anniversary in Japan. It's only the 19th here. Or 18th. When was it? It was 98, so it's the 18th anniversary here. So that's kind of weird. And I think they also just started uploading them in HD as well for some reason. They were only 480p before, but they've started re-uploading the older ones in HD.
Oh, interesting. Welcome to 2016, I guess. So yeah, kind of. I mean, I've just watched like the first episode. Would you say the entire thing's worth watching? Because I know they're all pretty short, right?
I think they are.
Yeah, I mean they're entertaining, but you're probably not going to get too much out of them if you haven't played the games.
Yeah,
Okay.
Because they're
you
just
really
like
have to play the games to really like.
they're basically just
appreciate what's
random,
going on.
like memorable scenes from the games
Okay.
with
Yeah,
no context of where they
Mhm.
belong. So if you haven't played the games, it will like make no sense.
Okay.
It will be like, okay, what the hell's going on here?
Right. Maybe I'll just. I mean, each one is sort of like tied to one of the games, right? So
Yeah,
maybe I'll
like
just-
the first three are Kanto. I don't think it matters which version, if you play the original
Okay.
or Fire Red. Then the next three are Johto. I think there was like one that was specifically Heart Gold Soul Silver related, but then the other two didn't matter. Next they were Hoenn. They were all Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire related, except like the only real thing about the Kyogre and Groudon episodes was when they became their primal forms. It was still like the same setup as what happened in the original games.
right.
Then next they were Diamond and Pearl. I think only one of them was Platinum themed, but there's no remakes for that, so they couldn't have based them off the remakes.
Yeah.
Then there was
Soon.
Unova, which I think was two black and white and then one black, two white, two, I think. Then Kalos, which, I mean, they didn't even adapt actual scenes for two of the episodes because there's that few memorable scenes in X and Y, rest in peace.
oh, the hate.
It's not hate, it's just like there really wasn't anything memorable in X and Y. Like there was nothing to adapt that would be like a good episode.
Yeah, I mean, there was Hall Lucha. That's about it.
They did Lysander announcing the whatever the thing's called, the Poke Transponder or something. I don't know what it's called. The Holocast, that's it. And being all Steve Jobs up on stage doing it, which isn't in the game at all. I forget what last week was. Oh, it was the Looker event. Never mind. That was in the games. And then this week was the AZ thing from the very end.
Memorable.
Yeah,
I still remember that.
but the Looker thing wasn't memorable. And
Yeah, I'll give you that.
and the Lysander thing never even happened. So,
Yeah, I'll give you that.
like in X and Y, the only memorable things I could think of, aside from like certain places, because places were memorable, but events weren't. And the AZ thing was like the only really memorable event I can think of. So, that was kind of a little side thing there, but Generation's now over. If you want to binge watch them all, go ahead, I guess. The maximum length is 5 minutes. I think they're usually about 4 to 5 minutes.
Watch them in
So-
Japanese or in English.
I don't
with
think they have
Japanese
subs.
They have Japanese subs.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, didn't you see that they uploaded the first episode on Pokemon Japan's website? I mean channel. It's in
I
English.
thought that was Japanese dub. I didn't know they were Japanese subs.
No. Yeah, it's in
The
English.
Japanese, they sub over dub too.
Yeah. Yeah, I was watching the first episode on the Japanese Pokemon channel, and it was in English with Japanese subs. Yep.
Well,
We got too lazy to dub it.
okay then. So, next up, apparently Sonic and Tails are coming to Build-A-Bear Workshop.
Yes, they are. My phone died, so I don't have the date.
Aw.
So, but they will appear on Build-A-Bear Workshop. So make sure to get that Sonic
Hype,
and maybe Tails, but just get Sonic. For sure.
senpai.
Yeah, get Senpai. He's our Senpai. We should have him on for episode 100.
If you
Those
can
are
get him, I
balls.
wouldn't mind. But have fun getting him.
It sounds like he might already be available.
Who?
Sanic.
Who?
Sanic.
Sonic. Are we talking about wait, are we talking about Sonic, or the guy who runs the Sonic Twitter?
I was talking about the guy who runs Sonic Twitter.
I'm saying the Sonic the Hedgehog Build-A-Bear is now available.
Oh, it is available now? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, cool. So there you go. That's a perfect Christmas present for any loved one. So go ahead and buy it for your girlfriend or someone you're trying to impress. Boyfriend, anything, anyone. Buy it.
Buy it for your dog.
Yeah. And tell them Nintendo Unleashed sent you. You won't get a discount or anything like that, but just tell them.
Just let them know. They'll bring a smile to their face.
Yeah. They're all like, oh, yeah, I know that podcast. They'll know. Mm-hmm. Cool.
Nintendo Unleashed sent me. The hell's that?
The hell is that? So, yeah. Great Christmas episode.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Christmas episode, we're going to talk about Christmas, right?
Ho, ho,
Yeah.
ho.
So basically, we're going to be talking about how we celebrate Christmas. Of course, we all do celebrate Christmas. And I guess just talking about what we generally do and what we're maybe doing this year, and just kind of talking about that because it's that time of year.
All right,
So
who wants to start?
feels like what we're playing.
What we're playing.
What we're celebrating.
Yeah. I'll start. So generally, we have some. We always celebrate at our house. We've never not had Christmas at our house, and generally, we have some family over. Whether that's usually it's either my mom's parents or some cousins on my mom's side. This year, it's going to be my mom's sister's kids, as well as my mom's sister and her husband. So looking forward to that. And, I mean, we're pretty, I don't know what to say, pretty standard Christmas. Like, I always have trouble sleeping. Yeah, I mean, it's what I will say. It's especially fun. Opening stuff is especially fun with the dogs because when we always get them some toys and put them in a bag, and they freak out when they find the bag. They just like dive into it, and it's a good time for the dogs. And I can also always count on pretty good food. Pretty good. The weird thing is that there's always really good food like Christmas Eve, but it's strange. Like I think almost every year, the day after Christmas, there's been bagels, like every time. Like I have nothing against bagels, but I don't know, just a weird constant. So yeah, it's all about bagels and dogs for me. How about you, Arms? All right. How about you, Connor?
Oh, okay. So on Christmas Eve, usually like all the family that's able to comes over here, and then we have Chinese food, and that's perfect. And then on Christmas Day, the same people usually come here for breakfast, and we eat breakfast, and then everyone opens presents and stuff. And then for lunch, we go to my dad's parents' house. For supper, we go to my dad's sister's house. And then on Boxing Day supper, we go to my mom's parents' house.
Lots of traveling.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's fine.
And now how about you, Arms?
So usually, we used to have like a family gathering. That's kind of over now because everyone's like, everyone still lives in the same city, but everyone's just doing their own thing now.
Right.
So now we just spend it here at home. My sister comes over with my nieces and my brother-in-law, so that's fun. In terms of food, we have pretty good food here. We open presents at midnight in the morning.
Now, do you go to sleep right after that, or how do you?
No, not right now, but when we used to have those family gatherings, like we would basically party all night.
Oh, nice.
Like like they would like people would get drunk the entire night. Sleep like at 5 a.m. Stuff like that, and it was pretty fun. Gotta admit, I kind of missed that. But right now, I enjoy having just like a chill Christmas.
Right, absolutely.
Relaxing, not having to worry about anything really. So yeah, but although I'm still pretty excited for this year's Christmas though. Not for the presents or anything, for other reasons, but yeah,
right,
good reasons. But yeah, that's usually how I celebrate Christmas.
Dang.
Cool. So that was a rather short-lived topic, but that's a-okay. What I would like to tease is that on episode 100, we'll be talking about sort of our experiences with becoming acquainted with Nintendo and sort of how we grew to start enjoying Nintendo. And I will say that Christmas plays a big part in that for me. So I'll kind of put that out there. I'll tease that.
Oh,
it's exciting.
Okay, yeah, that's gonna be a fun topic to have. And then just keep in mind that that this episode or the episode 100 is gonna be before the Switch event.
Yeah.
So we're probably not gonna talk a lot about the Switch event. Maybe just our predictions.
Yeah. And I mean, hopefully. I'm sure rumors will circulate as we get closer, but I hope none of them are legitimate because I want surprises to remain in store. Luckily, Laura Kate Dale hasn't leaked anything for a while. Please don't. Like, you can leak stuff about hardware, that's fine. Just please leave some games. We already had some stuff like the Rabbids spoiled, so we'll have to wait and see. Hope there's Metroid.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, Metroid's not gonna happen. I just want to see Mario.
Just want to see Mario.
Mario at a Nintendo event? Are you crazy? That's
unprecedented.
It's probably not gonna happen.
No way. So I let you down.
Yeah, and well, we're gonna do a lot of stuff that day actually, so it's gonna be pretty fun. It's probably gonna be a longer episode than usual.
Yeah, it's gonna be January 7th.
January 7th. If that's a Saturday, that's gonna be a live episode. We're gonna have guests. We're gonna have guests. We're gonna have giveaways, of course.
Trivia, apparently.
Trivia, yeah. Not Nintendo trivia. Nintendo Unleashed trivia.
Test your loyalty to our podcast.
Exactly. So you have 2 weeks to listen to 98 episodes worth of trivia.
Take notes.
Yeah, take notes. Yeah, we'll challenge you guys. It's gonna be fun. And yeah, I don't know. We're still planning things out. But for sure, it's gonna be that day. We still don't have a time. We'll have a time on next week's episode, and we'll give you more information about that too. Pretty hype.
Awesome. So, our poll this week, I suppose, is going to be holiday related. Well, first we'll start with last week's, and that was Mario Run, right?
Have you downloaded Mario Run yet? And we got 59 votes, which I think is the most in quite a while. 14% of them both went. So yes and paid and yes but free only got 14% each. No got 22%. And 50% say they have an Android.
Yeah.
So glad to see our followers are smart and pick the right operating system for their phone.
You'll be rewarded eventually with that exclusive Fire Emblem.
That would be so funny.
And so this week, I guess should we ask how people's Christmas? Well, when's this going up? That's the question.
Wednesday.
Okay. Actually, I guess it's fine because the poll will go up after that.
Oh, sorry, that's what I mean. Poll Wednesday.
Wednesday. What the episode?
This episode, yeah, sometime this weekend.
Yeah. Poll.
What was
the poll again?
We didn't decide on one.
No, it's fine. I think it could be, it'll be uploaded after Christmas, so we can say, how was your Christmas? And obviously, if you don't celebrate Christmas, you can specify that. It'll surely be an option.
Or
let us know in the comments.
Okay.
If you don't celebrate, If you don't celebrate, we'll have like I don't celebrate. In the comments, you can let us know what do you celebrate. So there you go.
Mm-hmm. Let's do that. I'm fine with that. So plugs. What do we have?
Episode 100 on January 7th. Make sure you remember that. Will probably remind you a lot. And watch Isa the Last Witch episode 12. That's the finale. And then read my review, which you can now read on BlazeKick because it's clean.
Yay. Thank you, Google. Thank you, Google Senpai.
And also read my Keijo with 8 exclamation marks review because you can never have too many exclamation marks. And subscribe to our YouTube and VidMe channels to have access to everything, I guess. You can just upload to VidMe straight from YouTube, so everything will go there, just delayed slightly. As well as subscribe on iTunes and Google Play Music if you want to listen to podcasts instead of watch the video form with a static image. I don't know. Follow us on Twitter. I'm Devil31.
I'm Dashy007.
I'm at ArmsMXZ.
BlazeKick is at BlazeKick. Tweet. Nintendo Unleashed is at Nintendo Unleashed. Visit us on BlazeKick.com. You can finally do that. Also, Patreon is on hold apparently. So
more info on that next week. Although I'll make a post on Patreon about that.
Just this episode will be probably live everywhere at the same time. I mean, slight delay on VidMe, but pretty much everywhere same time. If you are a Patreon and want to withdraw your funding till it's off hold, then that's fine.
Yeah, and like I said, I'll send out an email to patrons, and I'll also post something on Patreon. So,
Hype.
Yeah, you should get that this weekend as well. So.
Ho ho ho! I guess we're done.
Yay! That's another episode in the books. 2 more, guys. 2 more.
And before something happens, and 100 can't happen.
On the 7th?
No, just ever.
Oh, wow.
And before all ways of that we can possibly broadcast go down on the 7th.
We should really talk about we're going to use. Probably Google Hangouts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun episode. I can't wait. Yep. All right. Bye, guys.
See ya.
See you later.
Bye.